You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to giving you the inside scoop on what's happening on the lakes and waterways of our region, with a primary focus on Sam Rayburn and Toledo Bend. Your host, V&M Baits General Manager Kevin Jean and Camus Boats Pro Staffer Steve Graff. Two guys with years of tournament experience with Pro-Am circuits like ABA, BFLs, Toyota Series, and BASS Opens. Anglers willing to share their knowledge and to give you inside information to make you a better angler. So get ready to take some notes and learn exactly how anglers are catching the big stringers right here on Tackle Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome, everybody, to Tackle Talk Live. I'm in the studio by myself today. Steve is over at Sam Rayburn practicing for the Solo 150. That is this weekend, so we're going to push on without him. So bear with me. I'm not used to doing this by myself, and to be honest, not very good at it. So anyway, we're going to get through the show today. We've got Jarrett Latta. He's going to come on. Him and Bart Blakelock won the Despino Tire Tournament over on Toledo Bend this past weekend with almost 28 pounds at 27.95 pounds. Great turnout over there on Toledo Bend. Well over 200 boats. I'm pretty positive it was anyway. And several good bags caught. I know there was, I think, 8 bags over 20 pounds. 27.95 was first. 27 pounds was second. So it'd be interesting to hear from Jarrett how they caught them, kind of how it went down, what's going on. Him and Bart are both north of the lake guys, so kind of be interested to hear if it's really going down up there, if they caught a lot of fish. And then we'll kind of talk a little bit about Sam Rayburn. I know they had the ABA Open Series last weekend, which Steve, my co-host Steve Graff fished. Talked to him a little bit about that. Those weights are interesting, to say the least. 14 pounds was second, and they had a good turnout, had a lot of boats. So we'll kind of jump into that. We've got a lot of things coming up. We've got next weekend, you've got the Texas Team Trail on Sam Rayburn, the Poche tournament on Toledo Bend, which is a huge tournament every year. And then that Sunday, the V&M Baits tournament, Toledo Bend out of Cypress Bend, the Sunday after the Poche. And after we get through talking with Jarrett, we're going to kind of jump into the V&M Baits tournament, kind of talk. I've got a lot of questions on what you can fish, what you can do, what you can't do, yada, yada, yada. We'll jump into all of that after our interview with Jarrett. So stay tuned. We're going to have a quick commercial break. We come back, we'll have Jarrett on the phone. We'll kind of go through how they won the Despino Tire Tournament right here on Tackle Talk Live.
Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in your hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your healthcare needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6, just south of Toledo Town, or you can call 318-508-5323. For all your boating needs, check out Shreveport's newest marine dealer, The Boat Shop. Raymond Kidd and his great staff will take care of all your engine repair needs or anything else that needs fixing. A certified Yamaha Mercury dealer, they carry 2 of the best fishing boats on the market from Sea Arc and Camus. The Boat Shop is never short on trade-ins, as they're always willing and able to make you the best deal possible. Looking for great boat accessories? They're a full support Garmin and Minn Kota dealer. So the next time you're in the market for a new or used boat, or maybe you just need to service the boat you have, let the Boat Shop fix you up. To learn more, call 318-402-0399 or go to ShreveportBoatShop.com. The next time you're on I-49 just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana, stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors. A store within a store, Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's four-way. Whether you need gas, food, or drinks, they have it. While you're there, check out Cypress Knee Outdoors and pick up whatever hunting or fishing tackle you need. Top name brands like Strike King, Santone, Pro, or the #1 soft plastics made, V&M. On the hunting side, they carry guns from Mossberg, Winchester, and Remington. Plus, they've got a great supply of ammunition. Let John Abram and his staff show you everything Cypress Knee has to offer. Located just 1 mile east of 127 on I-49, or call 318-238-HUNT. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back, guys. Kevin Jean here, V&M Baits. I've got Jarrett Latta on the phone with me. He just got through winning the Disputino Tire Tournament this weekend with his partner, Bart Blakelock. Had 27.95, just shy of 28 pounds to win that tournament. Jarrett, you with us?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, Jarrett. And we're just going to jump right into it. This time of year, you and Bart are known for sight fishing on Toledo Bend, especially. I know that's what y'all like to do this time of year, and y'all have won a lot of big tournaments doing that. So I'm just going to jump right out and ask, did we win this thing sight fishing?
We sure didn't. You know, we planned on that coming down, but it just didn't work out for us after what we saw on Saturday.
So practice, the tournament was Sunday, so practice Saturday or Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, just Saturday. You know, me and Bart both live out here in Central Texas now, so we don't get to fish over there as much. I actually haven't been on Toledo in probably 4 or 5 years. I think Bart was over there maybe once last year. So we didn't have any preconceived idea of what the grass even looked like. We knew the lake was in good shape. So we saw the conditions, time of year. We said, hey, let's just go take a look and see what we can find on Saturday.
So let's talk a little bit about practice on Saturday. Then you said you saw them on Saturday. And if you're looking at them, I'm assuming you're from the bridge south, just assuming. And I mean, what did you see Friday? I mean, did you see some good ones? Was the plan going in Saturday two sight fish? Did y'all have some big ones marked?
No. So we came down and got out there Saturday morning and just went to some historic areas that they always go to. Me and Bart, we sight fish the same areas for the last 20 years. It just seemed like there's certain groups of fish that go to certain areas, and if you don't find them there, you're probably not going to find them. You know, we don't worry about these little 1 and 2 fish here and there. We look for these big waves on these stretches, you know, of the lake. And we looked all day Saturday. We probably covered, probably a couple miles each. And man, there were areas we went and you wouldn't even see a male up there for half a mile. So we knew it just wasn't happening due to the current conditions of the lake, the way they pulled the water out.
Yeah, and that's been kind of Toledo Bend, San Rayburn both, what I've heard, and I've been over there a little bit. I was fishing bass champs last weekend at Rayburn, and man, with that water coming down, it's just not happening. I don't know if it's happening a little deeper or if the fish are just not willing to pull up yet with that water falling on them. So I agree. What I've seen, what I've heard, you're right. It's just not happening. That's why when I saw y'all won this, I was, I'm not going to say shocked, no means by you two winning this. Y'all won a lot on Toledo Bend, but I just thought in my head, they're sight fishing guys this time of year. I was really expecting you to tell me y'all wanted sight fishing, but you know, now to hear this, now it kind of makes sense with what you're saying. So 27.95, kind of take us through the day on Sunday, kind of how it went down.
Okay, so after Saturday, you know, we were pretty bummed out and just kind of had to regroup and really think about what was happening. And we talked about it, and we knew with the way the water had fell out, and we just didn't see any females. We felt like you had a big group of fish that were up there. They pulled back to the first edge of the cover, whatever they wanted to pull back to in that area. Plus you had fish pulling up because it's that time of year. So it was kind of a perfect storm of fish kind of colliding there. And that's what we fished. We just fished some historic stuff where Bart and I've, you know, caught them before. And that's what we did Sunday. The lake was pretty calm early, so we were able to run around and hit several areas and then kind of lock down an area later in the day when we weren't able to run, and kind of just figured them out as the day went on.
So yeah, that was my next question. Was it a pattern you figured out? Was it an area, a bait? I mean, you know, did you catch multiples in one spot? I guess what I'm asking.
We did. You know, we would go over an hour without even getting bit, And the funny thing was you would catch a lot of small fish kind of mixed in. So that kind of reassured us that we were fishing kind of two groups of fish coming and going, or not coming and going, fish coming in off the lake that were, a lot of them were snow white. And then some of the ones we caught early were really dark. So we were fishing several different little breaks, I guess you could say. The first edge of the grass, some places were the inside edge, and some places it was the outside edge. So kind of that 4 to 8 feet probably.
I got you. And again, anything you're not willing or don't want to, there's a lot of big tournaments coming up right now, I know, in Toledo Bend. So anything you don't give up, you do not have to give up. But plastic moving bait or anything like that we can discuss?
A little bit of both. You know, most our fish came on moving baits, you know, kind of some reaction stuff. And, you know, once we kind of figured that out, and we were real fortunate, we caught a big one early. You know, we caught one almost 10 early.
976 big fish.
Yeah. Right. And so that put us at like right around 20 pounds at probably 8:30 in the morning. So, and we had already caught a couple other decent ones. And so we said, you know, let's just stick with this all day and run this and see. And sure enough, later in the day, we ran into a couple more groups to cull up with.
Yeah, I mean, when you get 20 pounds that early, especially this time of year, that gives you the ability to say, okay, now we can do what we need to do to catch a big fish. We don't have to go catch those 3s and 4s, especially on Toledo Bend.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm anxious. I'm glad you said that. You haven't been to Toledo Bend in several years. So let's just talk Toledo Bend in general here. What was your thoughts coming back to it? Grass is finally, you know, getting back. And it's very interesting to hear you say, you know, y'all haven't been over here. Both y'all are very well known around Toledo Bend, but y'all haven't been here for a while, both off working. Man, just give you my quick opinion on it. It's fishing like the old Toledo Bend as far as how to catch them, the grass and the way you set up. It's not like it's been the last 2 or 3 years because it has grass. Let's just be honest. But it's popping up and you're catching them in places like you used to. I mean, give me your opinion on that. Having not been here for a couple of years.
Yeah, we had heard the grass had started to come back, but until you're actually out there, you know, and really just trolling around for hours and hours all day Saturday, you really get to see the condition of the lake and, you know, what the potential is going to be here in the next couple of years. You know, if the water will stabilize, you know, the grass is going to be phenomenal. And there's grass all from one end of the lake to the other in certain places. Yeah. So it's got a healthy lake. You see a lot of forage and bait fish and a lot of cover for the fry. So I'm excited to see that, you know, Toledo's, you know, going to make a good comeback.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're on the right path here. I hate there's two sides about me to the pulling the water. I hate it for the spawn. I really like fish as well. Something I like to do this time of year, tournament wise. And you know, I hate it for the spawn because it has affected it bad. But it's also pulling the water off like they did I believe is really, of course, helped the grass, keeping that, you know, where it's able to get sunlight, keeping the water at that level. If you put a whole lot of water on top of that grass, it's going to kill it off. So, you know, I'm pro and con to the pull in the water. So, you know, I'm glad in the way that they have just to keep that grass healthy. Was it good and healthy? I haven't been there in a couple of weeks. How was it? Was it real good and healthy? Did you find any starting to die off?
No, nothing dying off. You know, we found both milfoil and a lot of hydrilla. So, you know, I think that they pulled the water. If it was going to come down at any time, it came down at the perfect time, or versus pulling it down in, say, like the end of March. Because most of the fish haven't even spawned, and they'll reset up now and readjust. And I think that contributed to how we caught them. The fish just hadn't readjusted to that new water level, and they were just right there kind of where we were fishing. Right.
So, again, you guys won it with $27.95. Second place, Mark Muke and David Curtis, who I believe won this tournament last year.
Yeah, sure did.
They had 27. Did they weigh in before or after you guys?
I believe they weighed in after us because, when we weighed in, I think 23 was leading.
Yeah. Okay. And then y'all had the 976. There was another 9 weighed in as well. So no 10s caught this tournament, but looked to be a really good turnout. I took 13. Now I paid 50 places. Took right at 13 and a half basically to get paid. So it looked like had a really good turn. It was over 200 boats, huh?
Yeah, I think there was 230, 229 or 230. So it was a great turnout for, it's a great cause. So it's a tournament I hope everybody can fish in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jarrett, man, I appreciate you coming on, kind of breaking it all down for us, giving us your scoop on Toledo Bend. And, man, I hope to see you Bart back over around Toledo Bend Way V&M tournament next weekend. Y'all come on back over.
I think we're going to try, man. Appreciate it, Kevin.
Good deal, Jarrett. Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy. All right, bye-bye.
All right, making sure. Okay, yeah. So kind of what I'm not gonna say what I expected to hear from him. Because again, him and Bart have won some big tournaments on Toledo Bend sight fishing. I was just wondering if maybe they had found a pocket that they could really see them in out deep. That is how they caught them. But kind of hearing they caught them inside outside grass line makes sense. It makes sense now hearing that. And both of them, again, V&M's kind of V&M. Toledo Bend is kind of fishing how it did several years ago, in my opinion. And, having the history they've had on the lake, I can definitely see them figuring it out pretty easily. So, again, hats off to Jarrett and Bart for winning that. As I was saying, second place was Mark Newton. David Curtis had 27 pounds even. Third place, Jason LeBrun and Stephen Mitchell had 24.70. Fourth place was Terry Burgart and Jeffrey Holder had 24.02. Fifth place, Chris Bro, fishing by himself, was 23.92. You can go on down, see, the last 20-pound bag was eighth place, Daniel Bryant and Grubilo right here, Lafayette. Now that I'm a Lafayette guy, give him a shout out. Had 20.45 in eighth place. And again, it took 50th place was the last check, was 13.65 by my boy Danny Lashley, Michael Ivy. So for 50th place, 13 pounds to get checked, kind of shows that they bit, but not a lot of big fish bit. There was not a 10-pounder caught, a couple of 9s, but overall some good weights, good tournament. I heard nothing but great things. Outlaw Outdoors ran this tournament for Despino Tire and did a great job as they always do. Real quick, we're going to take another short break. Quick word from a few of our sponsors. We come back, we're going to talk about upcoming events and the V&M tournament, kind of break it down, what you can't do, what you can fish, so on and so forth. And so keep tuning in, and we'll catch you when you come back.
Are you looking for the finest custom-built rods ever made? Then look no further than Pride Rods. Fishing rods built to last and made in Montgomery, Texas. Constructed by Mr. Billy Kistler with the finest Gary Loomis North Fork composite blanks available. They offer a complete line of both spinning and casting rods for both fresh and salt water. Pride Rods do more than pass the eye test. They excel in performance as well. Ask your local tackle dealer if they carry Pride Rods and pick one up and try it for yourself. You'll see why so many anglers are using Pride Rods. To learn more, go to priderods.com or call 832-418-6040. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency that has been taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guy for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. Located at 805 Southeast Stalling Suite 3, Nacogdoches, Texas, or call 936-205-4467. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back, guys, to Tackle Talk Live. Just got through the interview with Jarrett Latta there. Again, shout out to those guys. Great finish this weekend. Had a great back. Kind of moving over to Sam Rayburn from this past weekend. They had the ABA Open Series. Had a good turnout. Hunter Moncrief won that with 20.55. But here's the part that gets me. Second place, Kevin Lazion with 14.91. Just not expecting those weights right now over there. It is like Toledo Bend. The water is still falling over there. And those fish are just not up doing the – now, this is coming from me fishing bass champs last week. Those fish were just not up doing their deal, or wasn't for me last weekend, kind of like I expected them to be doing. But 14.91, I'm trying to see what it took to get a check here. I don't see the check or who got a check on the overall. But Kevin Lazion was second, 14.91. Richard Wagner was third with 14.47. 10th place was 11.10 pounds. Co-host Steve Graff had finished 14th with 9.76. My understanding, there was a lot of fish caught, just not much size at all. So it's like we're, some fish have come up, did their deal, and went back out. It's like all the bucks are up there now, and those females are just off and hard to catch right now over there on Sam Rayburn especially. So that was results from that past weekend, from last weekend over there. This coming weekend, the ABA Solo 150 starts Friday. It's Friday and Saturday. That's, again, where Steve's at today, practicing for that. Hope he's listening. Hope he's catching a few. That is Friday. I know we got some bad weather coming in Friday. Then there is a big, I know it's a very large high school tournament over there Saturday. So with the wind and everything, that's going to be interesting over there on Sam Rayburn this weekend. I heard they had a good turnout for the 150, so hopefully all that goes well. Then next weekend on Sam Rayburn, March 25th is the Texas Team Trail. Then also over here on Toledo Bend, I always say here, and I'm not there anymore. March 25th is the Poche tournament, the Dylan Poche tournament on Toledo Bend, out of Cypress Bend. If you guys need to get registered, he told me, I think it's go to the website. Go to Facebook, go to the Dylan Poche tournament, and you can go through there to get registered for that tournament. Great event, always a huge, huge turnout. Last year was over 250 boats in that tournament. I want to say this year he's guaranteeing 15, I think. Dylan Poche, yeah, 15,000 first place. Thank you to the producer. So, big tournament, guaranteeing that money. You need to get registered for that event. Following Sunday is the V&M tournaments on Toledo Bend, out of Cypress Bend. We will do registration Saturday evening right there at Cypress Bend. We'll set up kind of out of the way of the Poche tournament. Good clearance to them. Bert Poche is going to let me set up over there on the side with the Outlaw Outdoors crew. We'll have registration Saturday morning also. Or you can register right now. You can go to outlawoutdoors.com, register for the V&M tournament through there. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the V&M tournament. And I get asked this question a lot every year. Terminal tackle does not matter for the V&M tournament. Shaky heads, anything like that, a biffle bug head. Yes, we make that kind of stuff, but we're not going to get that picky about it. We're not. Terminal tackle does not matter. It has to have a V&M bait on whatever you're fishing. It has to be a V&M bait. If you're fishing a jig, it has to be a V&M jig. You have to have a V&M trailer. All right. If you can throw an Alabama rig, okay, you can throw an Alabama rig with whatever hooks you want to throw. I consider that terminal tackle, but it has to have a V&M swim bait on it. Spinner baits, so on and so forth, has to be V&M. All the stores right there at Toledo Bend locally carry them. You can get them on the V&M website. You can get them on your major retail online accounts. You can buy anything V&M. Get stocked up. I would get stocked up now, just knowing how many people is going to enter, how many people is going to be trying to buy stuff Friday, Saturday, Sunday from all the locals. Go buying from all locals this weekend. If you're during the week, make sure you get stocked up before Saturday in case people sell out. V&M has been moved. The warehouse is in Arkansas now, so usually, excuse me, I can't run to Natchitoches and get whatever people need from the warehouse and bring it back to Toledo Town and Tackle and Keith Tackle. I can't bring it to them like I usually do. The warehouse is a little too far for me to go and do that this year. So stock up early, my advice on that. But again, terminal tackle does not matter. It has to be a V&M plastic if you're fishing any of that stuff. Jigs have to be V&M, has to have a V&M trailer on. So if you got any questions, you can email me, Kevin at V&MBaits.com. That's V as in Victor, the word and, A-N-D, M as in Matt, Baits.com. So shoot me an email if you got any questions. Message me on Facebook. A lot of you do that, and we'll get to that. I'll answer as many questions as I can. Outlaw Outdoors, again, you can register on their website. If you got any questions, Clint can help you out as well over there at Outlaw Outdoors. So, again, apologize, show's a little short today. I'm by myself, not used to doing this by myself. I'm sure Steve will get on to me for a few things that I have missed. But looking at through everything, I can't see anything that I have missed right now. So next week, we'll be shooting to be back at our normal time on Tuesday. Me and Steve both, hopefully, Lord's willing, will be on then, so I don't have to do this by myself anymore. But make sure to tune in, check out all of our social media pages, YouTube, any way you can watch Tackle Live, guys. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. The views this year has been unreal, especially on YouTube. It is just going through the roof. So thanks again for everybody for tuning in. Continue to tune in, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining Tackle Talk Live.